Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Motherfucking monies then, man. Let's go. Welcome to the Balking Dead, fellas, where there is no sleep for the wicked. It's Monday, and we got a decent card to talk, guys. I've got 4 units of action going. 2 of them split up into half units, so let's get to the damn money. Of course, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match you up to $100, minimum of 25. As you already know, guys, we do got another sponsor on this show. Dubby, not Doobie, even though Sharpies had a few for breakfast. Dubby, a clean energy powder with no come down to your day. Simply by scanning that QR code on screen, you will get 10% off your first order by simply using the best promo code on order in the world. Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat, guys. Appreciate you all for coming. Shout out to the best producer in the world, Billy Briz, handling the business today. Y'all know the drill. Smash the like if you haven't already, and make sure you have them notification bells on. I did start putting timestamps in the comment section at the end of the show. At worst, it'll be on the recap. At best, it'll be on every pitcher will have their own timestamp. On this show, guys, if you don't know, we will compare the best line available when it first opened to the best line available 30 minutes prior to this show, and then compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. Last week, we were in the black. This week is 0-0, guys. So let's start it off with one of our freaking GOATs. Shane McClanahan at the Red Sox, number 15 in the black book. This year he's got a 29.1 K percentage with a 9.1 walk percentage. Opened him up last night, 6+ minus 130 on FanDuel. He's now at a minus 128 on FanDuel. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas pitching outs on PrizePicks under/over are at a 17.5. Your lineup for your Bo Sox is 6 righties and 3 lefties. K per 9 this year. He has an 11.7 K per 9 at home, 9.4 on the road where he is at today. Lefties, he has an 8.4 K per 9 compared to an 11 K per 9 against the right-handed side. He does have a small sample size versus lefties this year. He does have a 10 K career K per 9 versus that side. Shane McClanahan versus the Red Sox, who don't strike out to lefties, huh? Well. Hold my motherfucking beer, as we say on this show, guys. I gave him out last night on the bet stream on Pub Sports Radio with Jimmy the Bag, and I got in last night, 5.5 minus 130. It's gone up, down, and we are right back to the beginning line, pretty much where it started. And I knew I'd get a 5.5, guys. I've seen it too many times with these guys, with this guy and the books, guys. And to me, the 5.5 is the key number to grab. And it's available everywhere now. This man is a walking 6-piece. As last year, guys, before the All-Star break, before they started playing with this man's pitch count, he had 19 of his first 20 starts, he had 6 strikeouts in. Not counting back-to-backs this year, he has 10 of his 11 starts with that. So at the end of the day, guys, this guy is a walking 6-piece, and they put a 6. Well, guys, they put it there because the Red Sox numbers, which at the time say they're really, really good, if not elite, versus the left-handed side. They're walking at a nice 12.5%. They're not striking out, 19.7%, and they're crushing the ball. Well, who the fuck have you seen? And what I'd like to ask is, who, like the old lollipop would say, guys, like 1, 2, 3 licks of a lollipop. Who have you damn well seen, guys? At the end of the day, no one I would bet on. I mean, they did see Blake Snell. I still wouldn't bet on that guy, but he did get a 5-piece. So at the end of the day, these numbers are a tad bit fraudulent. And like I've said it all year, they pick on middle of the pack to bum lefties, guys. Well, this is the best lefty in the game, as the numbers today are a lot like the numbers are when he faced them in April versus the Red Sox, which said they were elite versus left-handed pitchers. Well, elite my ass, guys, because Shane went out there, had 9 strikeouts and 5 innings of work. Now, in this game, it did not correlate, guys, but more often than not, his outs do correlate with his strikeouts, as he is a type of guy who does go deep into games. He doesn't look for the strikeout unless there is a runner in scoring position, because that's when he does go to the bag of tricks, guys, because contact can mean a run scored. So I did put a half unit as well on the over 17.5 outs on a offshore. Some legal books out there were around the minus 140 range, but at the end of the day, guys, they gave us a 5.5 versus the Blue Jays and the White Sox. And without the back-to-back to the White Sox, he cashed this just fine versus we got those because these teams hit lefties and don't strike out. Well, guys, you've got the best pitcher in the motherfucking game right now, not just from the left-handed side, the American League Cy Young frontrunner, Shane motherfucking McClanahan. So we on the McClanahan today, a little double up spot. We took him for the half unit on his outs, and we got a full unit on his strikeouts. We got almost a 50 live piece, and we only got 20 likes. Maybe I'll just break down and skip my bets because, yeah. Let's talk Aaron Nola, guys, versus the Tigers. Number 16 in the black book, 2023. He's got a 21.5% strikeout percentage with an elite 6 walk percentage. Open line on PointsBet was 7+ at minus 120. Morning line, he's now at a minus 152 on Bet Rivers in the morning, and that's pretty much where he is at now. Everywhere else, guys, has him at that 8+ range at the plus monies. PrizePicks has him at a flat 7, whereas pitching outs is over 18.5 on PrizePicks. Your projected lineup for your LT grades is 6 righties and 3 lefties. This year, his strikeouts K per 9 is 8.8 at home compared to 7.4 on the road. And this year, he's had an 8 K per 9 versus both sides of the plate. He does have 25 innings at home compared to 43 innings on the road. We talk about it a lot, guys, on this show with Nola. I can care less about his splits, guys, as his first 5 games, he just wasn't Nola. His velocity was down, guys, and he just wasn't the guy that we were come to bet on. So he does have a solid strikeout per inning, K per 9 from both sides of the plate throughout his career, and that's the type of guy we've been betting on over the last few weeks. And the guy's been paying our bills. Now, Nola looks like he is a strikeout guy. If you look at the box scores at the end of the game and end of the year, he'll always be up in that territory, guys. But he is like McClanahan, a K per inning type of guy. This guy goes deep into games, and that's how this man hits his K prop more often than not. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, 7 for 7. You know, every once in a while, he will put up that 10 piece and whatnot. But for the most part, the guy does look to go deep into games. Well, let's look at these Tigers numbers, guys. Over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitchers, they're not good. They're striking out at a 24% clip. They can't hit the ball for the life of them. The only good thing they are doing is taking their walks at an elite 13%. But that's not what Aaron Nola is going to freaking do, is walk people. So take your walk percentage and pound that somewhere else, guys. Nola has done damage versus teams with a 24% K percentage or worse over the last season and a half. He is 8-0 to the over 6.5 when not on a pitch count, averaging 8.6 strikeouts a game. And to boot, we have Nola at home in his white with red striped jersey. It's what I like to call my candy cane, where in 4 spots with a 24% K percentage, his strikeouts go up 0.3 to a nice 8.9 strikeouts a game, guys. So I did miss the boat on this one. The 6.5s are pretty much gone, but have no fear. Sharpie is here, guys. Like I say, no sleep for the wicked, and I'm gonna back this guy by using my key clog today, guys. As a shout out to Guillermo, I've got a key, guys. I'm using one guy in 3 different bets. I'm that fucking strong on him today, and to get that juice down on Aaron Nola 6.5. Where it was 7.5 on my book, or a juice like minus 180 close to it for the 6.5. I took Braxton Garrett down to 4. Yeah, the juice on the 4 is outrageous, guys. But at the end of the day, I get Aaron Nola at 6.5 at minus 114. And I wanted the juice down on that at the end of the day. We've got a nice 2 strikeouts of wiggle room, 100% win rate, guys, versus these numbers since last year, and 8 opportunities. Taking the fact, guys, that the Tigers didn't see Nola last year, which is another check mark to the good when running Nola today. So we got a damaged spot, wiggle room, and Nola at home. What the fuck was I afraid of last night? Oh, yeah, guys, the Tigers, who have been straight cucks when it comes to striking out up until the last series versus the White Sox, when Cease went out there and put up a 10 pieces first time out. And a shout out to LJ was on Kopak the other day, and he went and slung the dung on them as well, guys. So they are coming back to being the Tigers again. There are going to be days, guys, where they're not, but this is Aaron Nola versus a K percentage of 24% or worse, and I need to take advantage of it, as this man has only had 8 spots like this since last year, and he's done the damn thing. So Aaron Nola hooked to Braxton Garrett's 4. Aaron Nola's 7+, 4+, got me a minus 114. Now let's talk about the key clog, the guy I've got hooked to damn near everything today. Braxton Garrett versus the Royals, number 60 in the black book. He's been our friend. He's been your friend. He's been that guy that's just been the few guys I actually tell people, you know what, bro, if you're going to ladder, they keep giving us spots, dude, where he does damage, and he goes out and does damage. So Braxton Miller versus the Royals, number 60 in the black book, has a 24% K percentage on the year and a nice 5.3 walk percentage. Opened him up last night on Caesars 6+ at even money. Closing line, MGM plus 102 at that 6+. Now that the lineups have came out, I wouldn't be surprised if it's getting steamed even more to the over. PrizePicks has him at a flat 5.5, whereas hits allowed under over are at a 4.5 on PrizePicks. The lineup for your Royals, which is fucking SpongeBob Patrick type shit, guys, is 5 righties and 4 lefties, guys, as he has the same K per 9 home and road, guys, a nice 9.1. He strikes out lefties career-wise, matches up to what he's doing this year, an 11.7 K per 9 compared to an 8.3 from the right-handed side. Now, his career right-handed side does go up some, but that's his career left-handed side is what he's been doing this year. And Híjole chingalo, thank you so much, man. Oh, fuck yes, the Royals just want to tank, it looks like. So we finally get a 5.5 with Garrett, guys. I guess no more 4.5s. And after today, we're going to start getting juices on them 5.5s, if not a 6.5, as we got the spot we've been smacking these books with. And that's Braxton Garrett versus a 24% or worse. And he's done damage in these spots since last season. He's 7-0 to the over 5.5, averaging 8.4 strikeouts a game in these spots, with 2 of them coming this year. And the Royals sing tunes to my ears, guys, when we look at these numbers. They are walking below league average at a 7.8%. They're not hitting the ball, and they're striking out at a 26% clip over their last 200 plate appearances versus lefties. If we separate it how they've been on the road versus lefties, I granted only 53 at bats, and that's not a lot of sample size over that time period, guys, but they get worse. The walk percentage drops to a disgusting 5.7%, and their strikeouts go up to a 28.3. So Braxton Garrett is my main piece today, guys. I am on the over 5.5 at even money as a straight bet. Then I altered him down to 5, and I hooked him up to Abbott later on for a half unit at his 5 piece. And we'll talk about why I did that. But I half united the alt parlay with Braxton Garrett and Abbott both at 5. And I got plus 119 on that. And then I full unit Braxton Garrett's normal 5.5. And then I also dropped him down to 4 and hooked him up to Nola 7+ to get the juice down to a -114. Yes, I believe in this man that much today. Now here's a guy that I don't think I believe in his strikeout props, guys, but I think we got other ways to get in on it. I haven't bet it, but let's talk JP Sears at the Pirates, number 89 in the black book. He has a 22.5K percentage this year with a nice 4.5 walk percentage. They opened him up last night on FanDuel at 4+ -134. And in the morning, he was then 5+ pretty much everywhere at +125 on DK in the morning. Now the best line available is on FanDuel to that 5+ at a +116. PrizePicks has him at a flat 4 where his pitching outs under over 16.5. I think that's the way to attack this man here, and we'll talk about it. Projected lineup for your Buccos, 7 righties, 2 lefties. This year's K per 9. Homie's got a 7.4 where he's on the road today with an 8.8. Lefties, 4.8 K per 9 compared to a 9K per 9 versus the right-handed side. There is a very small sample size, guys, versus that versus that left-handed side that I just threw up on, but he does have a disgusting 6.6 career K per 9 versus the left-handed side, so it doesn't get too much better than that. But there's ways to make money, guys, off of our boy JP Sears, guys, versus the Pirates. And I know this ain't no strikeout monster like some of the guys we have been talking about, guys, but at the end of the day, we're going to get to it. And there are ways to make monies off of one of the worst teams in baseball, and that's the Oakland A's. Now, if you look at the Pirates' numbers versus lefties over the last 200 plate appearances, it says no to a K prop if you're just looking at a K percentage, as that's the only good thing at the moment these Pirates have been doing. They're not walking and they're not hitting. Bottom 9 in all hitting categories versus lefties over the last 200 plate appearances. Now you got a guy in great form coming into this game. Well, in his last 4 games were some really good left-handed hitting teams like the Rangers, Astros, and Braves. He's gone 5 to 6 innings in each of those games without giving up more than 2 earned runs in any game. Now he gets a team by the number struggling to hit lefties. And when he faced these lefty juggernauts like the Rangers, Astros, and Braves, their numbers said Sears should have got rocked, guys. And he hung in there with them big boys, guys. So seems like this should be a freaking great matchup for the guy today, guys. And that's where I would be looking to attack is over 16.5 outs, guys, as this dude's hung in there over the last 4 weeks with some studs. Now he gets by the numbers a layup. Now, his K percent says no versus Pittsburgh, but if you're going to be out there 6+ innings, you're going to have mass opportunities to hit the over. So I can't tell you to go bet an under on a guy who sucks at striking people out, because I do expect him to be out there long enough to do damage, guys. But I think outs is the way. Haven't pulled the trigger, but I might at the end of the day. That's just the way I would attack JP Sears right now and the way he has been pitching. Now we get to talk the young stud, guys, and we got 50+ live and not 50 likes. We're close to the 50 likes, so if you haven't smashed it, do me a favor. It does help the algorithms out a lot, and I mean a whole lot. Andrew Abbott, fellas. Andrew Mother Truckin' Abbott. If you don't know who he is, we about to talk the Reds' top pitching prospect versus the Brewers. And some dude bothering the shit out of me. Those are lineups, though, so lineups don't bother me. If you don't follow MLB Underdog, guys, I actually suggest you do. That's one of the few apps I do follow and have their alerts on Twitter. They're really good with people that are hurt, that get pulled out of a game for why when people are being pulled up. They come out with lineups before the MLB apps do. So they're really on their shit. So MLB Underdog, guys, and I know people who follow other sports that follow them in their other stuff. So definitely a Twitter ad worth having the notification bells on if you bet baseball. Let's talk this young stud, Andrew Abbott. Opened him up last night, 6+, +128. Best line available now to that 6+ is even money on DK. They did not have nothing available for this man on PrizePicks because they don't want to get schlonky donked. Projected lineup for your Brewers, 5 righties and 4 lefties. No need to hit his splits, guys, as this will be his first MLB start of his young career. They didn't have enough in his MILB either to go hit his splits there. I hate when they don't do that, but is what it is. If you don't know what MILB is, guys, it is the minor league system where you go get all the stats on all them, the same as MLB.com. You go to MILB, and it's all the minor leagues kids. So if you're ever looking for stuff on kids, MILB is your app to go to for there. Now we get an MLB debut from the Reds' top pitching prospect, Andrew Abbott. And we also get the first 5.5 for any rookie, guys. Seeing Taj Bradley, Udi Perez, all three Millers, whether it be Bryce, Bobby, or Mason, Tanner Bybee, or Grayson Rodriguez, all had 4.5s. No, not today. And I get it, guys, but I don't chase numbers because of a great spot. And this is the best spot you can bring this kid into. As the Brewers versus left-handed pitchers this year and going back over the past few seasons have just been straight ass. The only good thing they are doing is walking at a nice 10%. Other than that, guys, they are bottom of the barrel is the nicest words I can come up with. They can't hit a piñata at a 3-year-old's birthday where they don't even blindfold you. So they're striking out at a 28% clip, which sets up for a kid who this year, guys, in the minors has a 2.5 ERA and 90 strikeouts in just 54 innings of work. And to boot, guys, his last 2 starts in AAA, he went 6 to 7 innings in each game with 7 to 8 strikeouts. Now, these are not minor league hitters, guys, even though those numbers do say that. If you look, guys, he averaged 2 strikeouts per inning and 18 K per 9 in AA. Then he went up to AAA, guys, because he was just dominating AA ball. And he still had a good 12.8 K per 9, guys. So it did drop off some. So I do expect it to come down, guys, seeing better competition. Just is it today? I wouldn't be surprised if not, guys. One great thing about this start today is he is starting his first start at home. And that means something to me. Let it be as close to normal as this guy knows, guys. I hate when a kid has to make his first ever career start on the road, where he has to let his butterfly sit while the other pitcher is going, guys. Nah, man. Come out the pen like normal, like you're used to it every other day, and get to going, my boy. Now, the books jumped in the 5.5 strictly on how bad the Brewers are, guys. So I dropped them down to 5 straight, and I tied him to Garrett at 5, and I did put a half unit on that, and I got a plus 119, guys. Now, I get it. He can go out and put up an 8 to 12 piece, and it's the Brewers. The Brewers numbers say he can, guys. But at the end of the day, he did a lot of that work in the minors. And I'd like to see it in the majors, guys, at the end of the day. He can put this up in the majors. He goes in the book, guys. But at the end of the day, you don't go into the book if you do not cash by over 1.5 strikeouts, guys. So they put you at 5.5. You've got to get 7 or more for me to add you to the book, for me to consider you to bet on, guys. So I think they jacked him up, guys. I don't chase numbers, even though it's a great spot. He is a kid, and I had to half unit and temper my expectations. As Billy was asking me before this, he plays DK. I think if you play multiple lineups in FanDuel or DK, guys, he's got to be in a couple. I shouldn't be in all, but he's got to be in a couple, for he does have that in there to have a fantastic game today. The only thing that does suck, guys, is runs do count against you in those, and he does pitch in Cincinnati. No, Cincinnati no bueno, right? Not for runs. But let's talk Blake Snell, number 4 in the Black Book versus the Cubbies. His K percentage going up this year to a nice 24.5, where his walk percentage is still the worst of his career at a 13.7. Morning line, 7+ minus 144 on FanDuel. Oh, I got a chuckle out of that. Closing line, 7+ minus 130 on MGM. PrizePicks, 7 pitching outs under over is at a 16.5. Projected lineup for your Cubbies is 8 righties and 1 left-handed bat. K per 9 this year, where he is at today, is home 11.4, road 8.5. Lefties, righties, he's dominated lefties, of course. That's why they're going to load up righties. He's lefties 10.8. Righties have a 9.6 K per 9. Last year, his home road K per 9 was dead set at a 12, guys, where the year before it looked a lot like this. Not like Christmas, guys, where he was just that dude at home, and then he fell off the Richter scale on the road. Here we go again, guys, but we got to say that in the DMX voice. Here we go again. Same old shit, man, just a different Snell. All right, guys, we got to talk Blake Snell, unfortunately, versus the Cubs, who by the numbers, for the most part, say this can be a great day for Snell. But the books know that as well, as they are giving us a 6.5 for the first time next to this man's name in over a month. And happens to be every time he has faced a team with a K percentage of 24 or worse, the books put him to a 6.5. This man should be a 5.5, and we get a 6.5 strictly on the way they are playing. The way is the Cubs. This man has had a 6.5 3 times this year versus K percentages of 24 or worse. He barely got the 7 versus the Reds. He got 6 versus the Dodgers team, who Montgomery went and got 7 versus, guys. Come on, man. You can't get 7 versus the Dodgers. Chingalo, man, and that's my team, bro. But lefties ain't where we do our business at. So yeah, the other team he played, guys, in that 24K percentage was these Cubs, and he didn't come nowhere freaking close that day by only hitting 5. And the Cubs weren't walking that day. They were striking out. And now you're running into the Cubs. Yes, they are striking out at a nasty 26%, but they're damn near walking at 11%, guys. And because of that walk percent next to that Cubs name, and Snell having his worst walk rate percent of his career, guys, with that nasty almost 14 walk percentage a game. Now, I get it. Snell, as of late, has put up some good games. Granted, the strikeouts weren't there in those good games, he's still been pitching good, decent ball, keeping the ball inside the ballpark. And he has looked better, guys. So this is a recipe for Blake Snell, guys, to go out and go ape shit and have a great day and remind everybody who he is. But I would not be surprised if he goes out and walks himself out the fucking game, guys, as he likes to walk people. And the Cubs have shown that they will take their walks, guys. So what gives, guys, at the end of the day? I am not willing to pay the fucking piper for Blake Snell, guys. I just can't. I won't. Nah. Now, if I was to bet him, I would suggest you to alt him. At least take him down to where he should be at the 6. He's fell short of that 7, guys. Like I said, 2 out of 3 games, and he did hit 6 in one of them. So if you take him down to the 6, at least then you got a 66% win percentage on that. But at the end of the day, I can't alt this dude. I can't bet this dude. Maybe there's other ways to start betting him, guys, but I just got to let him go because this dude has taken more money from my family than my baby's mom's child support. So is what it is. Life's a bitch and you marry one. And you just don't bet Blake Snell, Sharpie. If you're just going to show up, guys, for the recap, do me a favor. Smash the like button as that helps our algorithms a lot. Today on The Balking Dead, we're trying to be better than last week where we were in the black every day. We started off with a double up, guys, on old Shane McClanahan, our GOAT. Over 5.5 strikeouts at minus 130. Then I backed him with a half unit on his over 17.5 outs at minus 120. Then we got into Aaron Nola, our candy cane, and I missed the line on him, guys, at the 6.5. They're all at minus 150 or have moved to the next strikeout up. So I pulled Garrett down to 4. Hooked him to Nola 7+, and I got a bettable juice at the minus 114. Then we got into my key of the day. Shout out to Guillermo. If you know what a key is, that's because you're betting horses, guys. And I hooked this guy to pretty much everything. Braxton Garrett, over 5.5 is a straight bet at even money, guys. Then I altered him down to the 5-piece. And then I altered him with the young kid for a 5-piece from the Reds, guys. Andrew Abbott for a half unit at plus 119. So Garrett, Abbott, 5-piece for a half unit was plus 119. Garrett straight bet for a full unit on the 5.5. And Garrett 4 hooked to Nola 7 to get his juice down to a minus 114. JP Sears, guys, we talked about him, and the lean with him was the over 16.5 outs. Then we finished with Blake Snell, guys, where he gets his first 6.5 in a month. And I'm okay with not paying for this man, guys, as the walk percentage of the Cubs is enough to keep me off of Blake Snell. Like I said at the beginning, guys, we are going to add in timestamps. At worst, I will put in the recap. At best, I will put in a timestamp on every pitcher. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth, The Balking Dead, guys. Let's just keep Christmas and June going, guys. I haven't been pressing. I've just been letting shit go. playing when my spots tell me to play. And I did get hooked to death on Saturday. I've never had that happen in my life where I've lost that many bets by the hook. I don't think I've had
kitty fuck?
5-day period, guys. I got boo-boo kitty fucked in both eye holes. And my landlord pulled the old, you want to pay your rent? And I was like, sure, fuck it. I had lost a bunch of hooks, so fine. But you know what it is, guys. Stick to the process, as Joel Embiid was once told, and that process has got him nowhere. But my process has got me a 64% win streak on K-Props over the last 2.5 seasons. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over to PrizePicks. Use promo code PubSports. Get a match deposit of $100, minimum of $25 on your first deposit, guys. It does help us a lot if you do use that promo code PubSports. Take a screenshot of your deposit and of the promo code beforehand, and I'll do you a solid and shoot you my bets for a week. That's the least I can do, and we'll get that money back from PrizePicks, guys. Until next time, this show is produced today by Billy fucking Briz and on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say, McClanahan!
Keep firing, assholes!